So what I'm gonna say in this message is basically you going to hell for not recognizing and ministering also too, like stuff like that. Like you're not like about the spiritual things. You're just not about the spiritual things. And you also have people that is about spiritual things, but they may be witches. They may not give a fuck, or they may not just like they just obviously if you truly know the spiritual things, you probably either gonna be like a witch or you just gonna be like yeah, into Jesus Kingdom type stuff, the real about Jesus Kingdom, God's Kingdom, the God of Israel type stuff. But like or whatever you want to call it too. But like I think it says in the Bible, the God of Israel, stuff like that. But so what the hell happened my phone? Oh shit, my phone almost. I don't even know what the hell I just did. But yeah. Um that's what I kinda wanna say about that is like for you not recognizing the spiritual things, you gotta understand like you cannot like enter the spirit and be spiritually dead. That doesn't make no sense and expect not to be, harmed by basically by Satan's side of things, the devil side of things and what God put all the evil side of things. So if you're not recognizing the spiritual things, unless you somehow make it off of mercy, you ain't gonna, honestly like I don't know, like you gotta recognize these spiritual things because it does matter. It does matter in life. And this is what the world has not really like made sense, and people have not really made sense is that nobody's worshiping God in the spirit. Nobody's worshiping God in the spirit. Everybody worshiping God the wrong way. You're supposed to worship God in spirit, and I think it says truth too. So yeah, the spirit of truth to it, that and in the spirit. So like so it's even telling you right there that we as a people gotta be deep into the spiritual things, and if we're not deep into the spiritual things, we are. Come on, like how can you defeat the devil if you're not spiritual? You can't defeat Satan if you're not spiritual. So like logically that doesn't make sense. And you see a world full of people that do not want nothing to do with spirituality and the supernatural and believe in all this stuff. So how can you say you believe in God but you don't believe in the supernatural stuff too? You don't believe in like for example like witches, witchcraft, all sorts of stuff that there is. Like, it's not just that, it's demons, it's fallen angels, all sorts of stuff. Like yeah, if you're not deep into that and questioning things and questioning life, you are basically, what the hell is all this? I'm getting away from here. Trashy ass area. But like, no, like for real though, like, um, and you gotta be deep into it. Like, how can you hear God's voice? You gotta be deep into the spirit to hear God's voice. And people refuse to earn it. People refuse to earn to be blessed in the spirit. And a lot of people God is not into. I'll be for real. A lot of people God is just not interested in. Like God is not interested in picking certain people. Certain people, they're not, yeah, then God's not interested in. And I'll be honest, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about you know, the black race too. About the black race, we already know the black race is the chosen race. So like, they are pretty much already like knowing when it comes to this stuff too. Like for the most part, I would think like pretty much like black people have knowing to that stuff. But like I'm talking about like white people, other whatever races, whatever it may be, they don't really connect with it like that, like to where like they just not like they just not naturally spiritual type stuff. Like black people, the thing about black people, like they actually more naturally spiritual than white people. White people are straight up cursed with a curse. I'll be honest. White people straight up cursed with a curse. So like, so yeah, this is me kind of talking about the spirit and stuff too. But like, yeah, like I kind of freestyle on it. But like, yeah, you know, so. But if you like to be honest, like it's pretty difficult for a white person to like get really deep in spiritual and believe in spiritual things when it comes to the supernatural and things of God and the real black Jesus and the truth. It's very rare to find a white person like that can really be deep into that stuff and really believe in all that stuff and really and be chosen basically be chosen. It's very rare to find like basically, and you gotta understand, like me, I am white though. I'm white. So, but like for some reason, I'm just like chosen. For some reason, God just flipped the script and made me chosen. Um, so I'm very lucky about that, to be white and be chosen by God, and especially how like I'm basically at the top of everything too. At that, like I'm at the very, very top of Jesus' kingdom, the real black Jesus kingdom, and the God of Israel, whatever you want to call him, God of Israel. I'm very much at the top of Jesus' kingdom, and you know, yeah, I'm very much am. I very much am. But you gotta understand, like, you know, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Like, I'm not gonna say like black people screwed my life up with the whole medication crap. It's actually been the white people. It's actually been the white people in its system. So you understand, black people are actually more like spiritual. Like they're actually spiritual. Like white people, they're not really spiritual. I'm gonna be honest. White people are not naturally spiritual. So you know, that's kind of what I want to say there. But like because the white race is cursed, too. So it's like I'm gonna say like 99.99999% of white people are spiritually dead, and the black race, since they're the chosen race, they are more like they know their shit when it comes to spiritual things, or at least they just naturally spiritual type stuff. So why would I point the finger at white people more? Is probably because white people are spiritually dead. White people, the majority of white people, like they're just not. It just doesn't click to them. It just doesn't click to white people. But if I was to, maybe like speak to a black person, they would actually like understand the spiritual things. They would understand the supernatural, and you know, and yeah, there's black witches and stuff like that too that do witchcraft. Black people that do witchcraft, black evil people. Like we already know the devil was even black too, but yeah, and there is a lot of whatever thing can defeat them in whatever ways too. But it's just I don't know, like um they still are God's chosen race though. So it's like you know so and yeah, that's kind of what I want to say about that. And yeah, that's why I'll be honest, like I don't fuck with white people like that, because they are spiritually dead. Like white people are spiritually dead, and they're cursed with a curse. Like they're just not going to be understanding through the spiritual things. Um, but that's what I kind of want to say about that. And then what else? What else am I gonna say? I was gonna talk more about spiritual stuff. Kind of forgot what I was starting off with the video talking about that I want to talk more about. But yeah, like now, like yeah. So that's kind of what I want to say too. Is that yeah, white people are cursed by God too. Like to where they just not naturally spiritual. They just not naturally spiritual. They're not. But I'll be honest. So would God hold black people more accountable if they rebel? Probably in a way, probably, yeah. In a way, yeah, probably, yeah. Because black people are naturally spiritual too, but white people are already gonna be burning hell for eternity. The majority of white people, you know, yeah, white people are so like. And I'll be honest, white people have some special type of dum dum to them. To be honest, and I'll be honest about that shit. But yeah, like unless they're like house niggas or house bitches, what do you call them? Which 9 times out of 10 they probably know are spiritual enough to understand that what they're doing is wrong type shit. So that's what I want to kind of say about that. But yeah, like you know, that's kind of what I want to say about that. I forgot what I was talking about at the beginning. I might make another part to this though too, whatever this topic was about. But that kind of forgot about. But yeah, like oh yeah, you basically gonna be punished by God for refusing the spiritual stuff. And so yeah, that's kind of what I want to say too. Is like yeah, people who refusing to be spiritual and live a spiritual life, they will be given over to Satan. And if you refuse to be spiritual in God and the real like Jesus, you are going to be given over to Satan. You are going to be given over to the devil when you die. So people got to get walk in spirit and in truth too. So like that's what the Bible says. So it's like uh but yeah, in spirit and truth type stuff. That's just common sense though. So it's like it's just common sense shit. Um, but yeah, and if you're not trying to gain no spirituality, you basically meant to burn in hell. You basically meant to burn in hell for eternity because you're gonna enter a spiritual place. Life is already spiritual the way it is, but like I'm talking about like the spiritual realm, now that type of realm, the the other realms like other than the earth realm type stuff. I'm like it's already pretty spiritual in this earth realm, but like when you enter into then you're pretty much like yeah, you know, like the devil's gonna have you if you're not trying to be spiritual while you're living, and you're not trying to live spiritual, and yeah, because you're gonna be easily defeated too. So it's like, and yeah, and the devil is gonna have access to you because you are not like, you understand, like I'm talking about when you die too, like when you die too, like like it's actually mainly white people that's gonna be shocked. Black people, I think black people already kind of know, like, pretty much, like, they're naturally spiritual and stuff. So it's like, you know, I think it's mainly gonna be white people that's gonna be shocked, you know, and whatever races, whatever that aligns to, or whatever other. I don't know, but you know, but yeah, like that's just common sense shit. That's common sense shit. So that's what I kind of want to say in this message. I might make another part to this, but like I said, like you have to have a spiritual life, and you have to promote God and spirituality and God and the real black Jesus in whatever you're doing in life. If you don't, you are going to be held accountable for those things. You are going to be judged. That's going to be brought up on Judgment Day about people. Is, oh yeah, they just didn't want to have a spiritual life. They didn't want to step out into some spiritual type of whatever, like you know, whatever I'm trying to say. But like, so yeah, that's what I kind of want to say. Is yeah, me, like I'll be honest, like you know, I really can't, I'll be honest about something like sex stuff. Like I can't fuck a white girl. Um, I can't, like, white girl. Honestly, white girls ain't really attracted to me, to be honest. Whatever the fuck, But yeah, I can't have sex with a white girl, and because white people are cursed. Like white people are really fucking cursed. But it probably had to be a black girl if I wanted, if that's what I wanted. To be honest, I'll be honest about that shit because like I can't be around a spiritually dead white person or a witch white person. I don't know. Like I just can't be around. I just can't be in no type of have sexual intercourse with curses basically because I ain't trying to do all that stuff. So yeah. So it kind of makes more sense to not like. And plus, I'm not really attracted to white women, to be honest. Um, no, I'm not. But like that's me being honest about that shit. Just adding that in there is that me, like, I can't, yeah, like I just can't do it. I just can't, you know, it's very unattractive to be with a white girl in many different ways too. But like the spiritual side of things, like I don't know, like it just there's a lot of spirituality that gets into why I wouldn't want to, and it's just the fact that I don't like the way white women really look. To be honest, I'll be honest. For the most part, yeah, for the most part, I can't, yeah, I can't, um, but and anyways, I really don't really have attraction, like strong attraction to women. So But at the same time, like if I'm gonna have sex with a woman, it can't be a white girl. It can't be a white girl, and it just can't. It just can't. It's just yeah. For many other different reasons too. I just want to add that in there. Um, but uh, but yeah. Yeah. That's kind of all I want to say. Much love, peace.